Hello and welcome. I am a hotel AI expert with extensive experience in modern hospitality operations, and I am absolutely delighted to welcome all students of Europe Hotel School to your online learning journey. We're here to support your professional growth in this incredible industry. Now, if you're planning a future in hotel management, you're going to face one challenge day in and day out: staffing. Getting it right is truly the difference between profit and loss. And today, we're going to explore how AI is completely changing the game. So let's dive right in. So, to set the stage, let's talk about the money. In the complex financial world of a hotel, there's one line item on the profit and loss statement that stands out above all others. It's the biggest and it's the most unpredictable: labor cost. Honestly, mastering this is the absolute key to a healthy bottom line. And believe me, that is not an overstatement. Getting your staffing levels right directly impacts everything, from your daily profitability all the way to your long-term financial health. The stakes are just incredibly high, which is why, for decades, managers have tried to master the art of scheduling. But historically, that art, well, it was really more of an educated guess, wasn't it? Let's take a look at the traditional intuition-based approach that so many in the industry have relied on for years. You've probably seen this in action. A manager takes a look at the occupancy rate. Let's say it's 80%. And based on their gut feeling and what they remember from last year, they decide how many housekeepers or servers to put on the schedule. Now, while that comes from experience, it's inherently imprecise, and it carries some pretty significant financial and operational risks. And those risks, they almost always lead to one of two very costly outcomes. On the one hand, you have what we call labor leakage. That's when the hotel is overstaffed, and you are literally paying your team for idle time. On the other hand, you get service failures. Understaffing means long waits, stressed out employees, and at the end of the day, an unhappy guest. Neither of those is a path to success. But today, we are seeing a massive shift. We're finally moving away from all that guesswork and toward a data-driven, scientific approach, and it's all powered by artificial intelligence. This is really where precision means profitability. The core concept here is called demand-based forecasting. So instead of just looking at how many rooms are full, AI looks at what the guests in those rooms are actually going to be doing. See the difference? It's about matching your staff not to some flat occupancy percentage, but to the real specific moment-to-moment needs of your guests. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how does this technology actually work? Right? How does it go from a bunch of raw numbers to a perfectly optimized schedule that saves money and improves service? Let's take a look. Well, it all starts with data. The AI engine essentially plugs into your hotel's brain, the property management system, and it ingests a huge amount of information. We're talking about specific guest arrival and departure times, detailed group schedules and event orders. It even looks at historical dining patterns from your restaurants. It's looking for the story behind all those numbers. The process itself is actually elegantly simple. First, the AI collects all that data we just talked about. Second, its powerful algorithms analyze everything to predict guest activity with incredible detail, pinpointing the exact moments of peak demand. And third, it uses that super accurate prediction to generate a mathematically perfect staffing plan. And an example like this just illustrates the power of that process perfectly. So the AI sees a large corporate group is scheduled to check out at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Instead of just guessing, it recommends a surge in front desk agents and bell staff for that exact time window. This ensures a smooth, efficient departure for everyone, and you don't waste a single payroll dollar before or after that rush. It's brilliant. Now, it's really important to understand that adopting a tool like this is so much more than just a software update. It actually requires a fundamental change in how managers think about and approach their daily operations. It's a true cultural shift. And this question right here is at the very heart of that shift. It moves the entire conversation away from a manager's personal preference, I think I want 5 servers tonight, to a data-driven justification. The predicted dining demand requires exactly 27.5 scheduled server hours. It becomes a conversation about facts, not feelings. It's a whole new way of thinking.
And that justification is built on a really solid foundation: predefined labor standards. We're talking about objective, agreed-upon metrics, like the exact number of minutes it should take to clean a specific room type. This means every single hour that gets scheduled is based on a measurable, defensible standard. No more guesswork.
So let's talk about the results. How does all of this actually build a more resilient and profitable operation? Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about being efficient, it's about financial performance.
The financial benefits are crystal clear. You eliminate that labor leakage we talked about earlier. You stop paying for that just-in-case staff who are just standing around waiting for something to happen. And maybe most importantly, you give department heads a transparent, data-backed roadmap to justify their decisions to hotel ownership. It creates alignment and accountability across the entire organization. So here's the crucial point. When your labor supply is perfectly aligned with guest demand, more of your revenue flows directly through to the bottom line as profit. That's what we call flow-through. This data-driven approach protects your profit margin during the busy seasons and, just as importantly, during the quieter periods too.
And that brings us to you. As you prepare to become the next generation of leaders in this dynamic industry, the question really isn't if you'll use technology like this, it's how. How will you leverage the power of data to not only run a more profitable hotel, but to define the very future of what hospitality can be? That's the challenge and the incredible opportunity that awaits you.